We are joined by Chef Dan, who is welcoming us into his kitchen. Chef, can you tell our viewers a little bit about yourself?
Absolutely. I graduated from GHS in '96 and moved away to South Carolina for about the past 15 years to kind of spread my culinary wings, and family and friends brought me back home, and I'm excited to be back here and bring what I was doing in the South back to West Virginia.
Amazing. So what are we making for our first episode?
Today I'm going to make chicken piccata, which is a pan-seared chicken breast and a lemon, white wine, and caper cream sauce over a little bit of fettuccine. Something you can make quick and easy at home, and I think everyone will enjoy it.
Amazing.
Well, shall we go over how to prep it?
Absolutely. Over here I've got a little bit of garlic, white wine, chicken stock, lemon juice, and some capers. I've pounded out my chicken breast ahead of time just to make it a little bit easier to do today, and a little bit of seasoned flour. I make my own here, but at home I just buy chicken breader and fry it up that way. What I do to start is get a pan good and hot and let that heat up just a little bit. Take my pounded chicken breast and just lightly dust it in the flour. It's not a real hard breading, just enough to get it a little bit crunchy.
So just a light breading.
Just a very light
breading. Not using
breading.
anything to like hold it together?
Nope, no egg wash, no breadcrumbs, just that light flour breading. Okay. I've got a little bit of hot butter over here I'm going to start with. And you can see that pan's already smoking hot to get that nice crispy sear on it. And I'll be very careful, drop it away from yourself so you don't splash yourself with hot oil, and just let that brown on one side. And I'm going to fry it up here for about 2 minutes on each side, and I'll slide it in the oven to finish cooking all the way through. Okay. It'll take about 4 minutes in the oven from here. And you start to see that nice golden brown on the chicken.
Yeah.
I'm going to flip them over and do the same thing on the other side. I've got my oven over here turned up to 350, and as soon as that's ready, I'm going to slide the whole pan right in the oven. And that bottom side is going to keep browning as I cook it in the oven. So I'm going to go ahead and slide that in right now. You're good. And while that cooks, I'll start making the sauce.
Okay.
I've got another pan right here, right back over the heat. I'm going to turn that way up and get it real hot. Here I've got white wine, just in a squeeze bottle. I'm going to use about 1 ounce of white wine. And I'm going to let that cook down, cook the alcohol out of it. That's almost gone. I'm going to take 1 ounce ladle of my lemon juice, and then a 2 ounce ladle of my chicken stock. I'm going to let that come all the way up to a boil, and then I'm going to add some garlic and some capers to that. And it's just about a teaspoon of garlic. We're not trying to overpower it. And about a tablespoon of capers. I'm going to let that cook and reduce down about halfway so it's a little bit thicker. Okay. It's going to concentrate all that lemon and chicken flavor. I'm using fettuccine today, and I've got my hot water in the back here. That sauce is nice and reduced and nice and thick. I'm going to add cold butter to it, and turn the heat off. Now I'm doing about 4 tablespoons of cold butter. And you just want to swirl that around until that butter melts. And if it's not quite thick enough, add a little bit more butter until you have that nice, rich, thick, buttery sauce.
Well, before we plate all of this, we should probably go to break first.
We should.
And then, once we come back, I think we have a great meal to eat.
I'm excited to try it, so we'll be right back. Welcome back. All of our food is ready, and it's time for us to plate. It already looks delicious, so take us through the next step, Chef.
So we plated the pasta and the sauce. I pulled the chicken out. I'm going to give it a couple quick slices just to make it easier to eat. Lay it over top of your pasta. I'm going to finish with a little bit of fresh parsley just because it looks better. And then we're going to eat it.
I'm so excited.
I've done this dish with chicken, shrimp, veal, whatever protein you really want to put on top. The pasta and the sauce go very well with many proteins.
So there's different options to choose besides chicken.
Absolutely.
And then when it comes to chicken, what is something to look for when we're cooking it?
How do you know it's done? As someone who is very stressed out every time they cook chicken.
That's part of why we cut it to start with. But at home, I always use a thermometer.
Okay.
Always. I mean, you'll see it here. I use it here in the restaurant. I do it at home. I've taught my wife. Chicken, you want to make sure it's well done. You want it to hit 165. 170 is more realistic because you want to make sure it's fully cooked.
Okay.
Okay, sounds good.
Take it away.
So I'm just going to slice this here twice. Shingle that out over the pasta. A little bit of fresh parsley. And a spoon.
All right, it is time to try it, which is a very exciting part.
Yeah, I
it
know.
looks delicious.
So who wants to take the first bite?
You guys have at it.
Okay. Henry, you got first bite.
Well, we only have one utensil. So I feel like if I take the first bite, I'm gonna take a piece of the chicken here.
Was it good?
Yeah,
A little bit lemony, a little bit salty from the capers, and that butter just brings it all together to make it a light, healthier summertime pasta and an alternative to Alfredo.
oh, it's really good.
I'm excited. Ah. That is really good.
Well, I guess we all love it here. And of course, obviously, everybody wants to know what the recipe is. You can easily find it online over at WTAP.com.
Well, thank you, Chef, for this first episode and this amazing lunch.
Thank you, Emma. Thank you, Henry.
Thank you for having us. And we're going to have more on Daybreak right after the break.